Hey everybody, welcome back to Sylvia's Sweet Reactions, and today is Damsel movie review. As you can see, my novels, Legacy Born and Demons Rising, over here. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and anywhere you buy books. So, Damsel. I saw the trailer, and I was like, I don't know, but it's Millie Bobby Brown. So, just like in the last movie, Aquaman, I did my notes while watching this movie. Which, by the way, I was like really mad that I forgot to put in Aquaman real quick. I love that he used the whales, sonic waves, to blow up Manta's boat. Yeah. Forgot to put that in my other video. So Damsel, Lord, I feel like I still cannot talk at all. So we have Elodie. Elodie, her father, Lord Bayford, and Lady Bayford, played by Angela Bassett, and then her little sister. I forget what her sister's name is, but yeah. So the whole movie is basically, I'm going to do a spoiler-free version, and then the spoiler review. So, Elodie is the lady of her house. Her father is Lord Bayford. They live in basically Winterfell. Icy, cold. People are starving. People are leaving. They can't feed their people. There's destitute around. So basically, they get an offer. The father gets an offer to marry off his daughter. So, in the nutshell, they go to this prosperous, very luxurious, fertile kingdom, and they're excited because this wedding means that gold can buy them wheat, can buy them food for their people and everything. So they get there, it's a completely opposite. It's everything is dead and cold where they're from, and then everything is luxurious and vibrant and alive here. Everything is painted in gold and all that stuff. So, story-wise, Elodie, she gets married. She's supposed to get married. She's nervous. Angela Bassett, Lady Bayford, she can sense something's off. And then she gets thrown into with the dragon after the wedding. And then it's basically survival of the fittest. I have to say that I do love the fact that they're this is not a fairy tale. This is not she has her happy ending, has a bunch of babies, blah, blah, blah. No, this is not that type of story. This is a story of literal survival and realizing if you are a damsel or a fighter. So, the antagonist in this movie, you believe, is to be the dragon. The dragon has been killing women and people for a while now, for many years, hundreds of years at this point. So the whole nutshell of it is that Elodie has to try to get out of the cave that she is thrown into. And many women like her, unfortunately was thrown in there. So, overall, she's trying to get out and survive. And she is struggling. overall, the movie, the characters, I would give this honestly a 5 out of 5. And the reason why I give this a 5 out of 5 is because each character are very distinct. Each character has their own motive, from the queen to the prince to her father to her stepmother, her sister, her. Everybody has a motive. Everybody is thrown into this situation because of a motive. And the storytelling of what you perceive to be the story is not, it's, everything is not what it seems. Just because it's like, basically, just because these people are rich doesn't make them nice. Just because we're poor doesn't mean we have to go through this. Like, it's like it be getting there, here or there. So I love the characters. I love the story itself. Like the overall, the special effects, the story, the characters is a solid movie. And it's rare these days where you get solid movies, beginning, middle, and end. There is a twist in the movie. There's actually 2 twists in the movie. Technically 3, I would say, in the movie that makes this movie worthwhile. Overall, I really liked the movie. I gave it a 5 out of 5. That's for my spoiler-free version. So my spoiler. If you have not seen Damsel, do not continue, because I'm about to get into the nitty-gritty of this fabulous movie. So, the dragon, it starts out where the king is going to the cave to defeat the dragon, right? The dragon melted all the king's men. Centuries later, from the beginning of the movie, the kingdom that she's from is from the north, and people are starving, and she's cutting wood. Basically, she has to marry the prince in order to get the prince's money to save her people. So, during the wedding, no, let's go back before that. Elodie, the night before her wedding, in the afternoon, she sees a young girl on the lower balcony. She's looking down. The little girl smiles at her or whatever. I legit thought that was a princess. Like, that was her brother, the prince's sister. That's who I thought that was. Right? But it wasn't. When you get down there, they tell the story of that the king, basically the dragon provoked the people, and was killing their livestock and attacking them and all that stuff like that or whatever. So the king and his men decided to go rid themselves of the dragon. Come to find out, that wasn't the real story. The dragon never bothered them. The dragon was just trying to exist. She was living there first. They settled there and then decided to build their kingdom and all that stuff like that, and they didn't want to share it with the dragon. So they decided to go after the dragon. That's the real story. The king had the whole focal point of this story is that the king killed the dragon's daughters. She had 3 daughters, and they just hatched when they raided her cave. And she was upset that her daughters died. And she said she wanted him to suffer as much as she did. I'm a mother of 3, and I feel her pain. I understand it. If I can't even fathom the thought of losing my children, not even one. So it's like, you understand her pain, and she want him to feel the same pain because he went after her, and she feels like, dude, I didn't do shit to you. You could have just left me the fuck alone. And because of that, she said, I want three of your daughters. I want 3 of your daughters. Every generation, you sacrifice 3 daughters. And they have to be from your bloodline. Or I will raise all holy hell on everybody. Right? So, the problem that I had with the dragon is the fact that this is my only problem I have with the dragon. You made a pact with a white man. He is a Caucasian man. So, when these women were being thrown down, there were Asian, Indian, African American, different skin tones of women throughout the generations. You didn't think that just maybe these might not be royal people? And come to find out that, of course, the royal family have been sitting there tricking the dragon, marrying girls off, they cut the hand and place the prince's hand to make them smell like royalty, so that the dragon would think that they're royalty and would be satisfied every generation. So the problem with Elodie is the fact that she wasn't raised to be like a pampered princess. She was raised to, I guess, in a way, to fight, and she knows her way around an axe. She knows her way around a sword. She wasn't just a pretty princess. And she's a fighter. She wasn't like honestly, to me they were kind of stupid because they could have used her. You get what I'm saying? They could have used her because she alone defeated the dragon. She ain't need all this fancy stuff. She ain't need an army. It was just her, and she defeated the dragon. What I loved about the movie is the fact that Angela Bassett was not an evil stepmother. That was one of the things I did love about this movie. She was not an evil stepmother. That trope, the evil stepmother always want to take over and all that stuff like that. No, she actually loved her stepdaughters. The mom passed away, unfortunately, and then the father remarried her, and she actually looked out for them and actually tried to warn Elodie something's off. The queen was very icy cold and distant, and it's because she's like, your daughter is about to die. We're not about to be family. There's no point of us getting close or anything like that. She was giving her the cold shoulder, right? So it was kind of annoying how the father, he thought he could sit there and sacrifice his daughter and sit there and be okay with sacrificing his daughter for his people. I did love the fact that he did try to save his daughter. He died doing it, but he did try to save his daughter. I don't think any of the fathers throughout the thousands and thousands of years tried to save their daughter. If they did, they didn't add that. You get what I'm saying? He was the only one that tried literally to save his daughter. And it was messed up because one thing I give to the queen, who was a bitch, literal icy cold bitch, she sat there and she at least is honest. She's honest. She literally said that your daughter, you were marrying your daughter off for a sacrifice. We want her to, we need her to die in order for you to get money and riches and all that stuff like that. And she's honest. It's not like they're like, okay, well, where's my daughter? Why didn't she write? Or didn't her and the prince have kids? Like, what's going on? Like, no, the queen is like, your daughter is a sacrifice. Do you want the money or not? She was real. She was real about it. That's one thing I can give her respect about. She didn't have to lie. She didn't have to manipulate or try to, deceive them. She was upfront. She said, there's a dragon. We're going to sacrifice your daughter to the dragon. Do you want the money or not? They can say yes, they can say no. But the fact that, she picked places that need the money and are desperate for the money. So all of them said yeah, unfortunately. So the one thing I do give this movie when I'm thinking about it is the fact that I love how her dress, okay, so her wedding dress goes, it literally, she is ripping away at her. And I love her transformation is because of the circumstances she's put in. Like, they make them dress in this poofy wedding dress, so they really can't survive, they really can't run away, they really can't do anything, right? First thing the dragon does is tell her to run after finding out what her name is. Then she literally sees the dead girl that from the previous day, and the little what is it, the thing to make your dress poofy, she had to literally like pull that off of her, get that off of her in order to survive. And then she got burnt. She had to rip off her dress little bit by little bit, like shoulder pads. She used her shoulder pad to use it as a lantern. She used the necklace, tried to use that, the fire from the dragon as a lantern. When I tell you this girl is very resourceful, she sharpened the little whalebone thing that was right here. She sharpened that so that she can stab the thing, lift herself up, stab, and hold it. Hold on, and then stab again, and then lift herself up. When I tell you, I was just like, if she wasn't like 110 pounds, that would not have worked. But she made, when she did her thing. She survived. Like, she was like, I'm determined to get the hell out of here. Then on top of that, there's a scene right after the whole climbing thing where she tried to drink water and it's nasty because of the algae and all that stuff that was in the water. So she just started going like up, 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 up. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then I'm like, she has her eyes closed. And us as viewers, we see that it was all nice and clear. And then there's a shadow. And then the water starts melting really fast. I'm like, girl, the dragon right there, move. I said, girl, you cannot keep your eyes closed. You cannot keep your eyes closed. The dragon melted all that ice and jumped down, and she runs, and then she hides, and then she finds the cave where all the girls eventually, like, a lot of girls don't make it to that hiding spot, but a lot of girls did. And there's this particular one named Victoria who was black, and she basically tried, like, her spirit tried to tell her, like, it's a lie. Like, the story that was told to you is a lie. That's what we find out later, that the story that was told to them is a lie. That the dragon went after them, and then they made a bargain to coexist. No, it's a lie. Like, this whole thing is a lie. You literally sat there and killed this dragon's babies, and she wants blood. It is what it is. The twist to me, like I said, is one twist to me was the fact that the dad tried to come and save Elodie. Then the second twist to me was the fact that she does manage to get out, but she has to go back to save her sister because the queen realizes that Elodie, she was like, I knew she was a fighter, like she was going to be trouble. She's not like wimpy or like a damsel. She's not a damsel in distress. Like she can handle her own. She could tell that she wasn't just like no punk. So she gets her sister and throws her down there. And here's one thing I'll say. The prince, I'm glad they didn't redeem the prince. Because the prince did try to protest. But honestly, all he had to do was throw his mama in there. If his mom was willing to sacrifice a child, and it's like, it's already messed up that he went along with it. He even says, oh, I was only supposed to marry these 3 girls, kiss these 3 girls, throw them in there, or whatever, and then I can marry who I want and live happily ever after. But he tried to protest the situation when she did try to throw the sister in there. He's like, she's young, she's a child, don't do that, or whatever. Because in I guess their warped mind, because they're older, they're able to probably save themselves. That's what I'm thinking. But the little girl was a child, so yeah, she was kind of like, yeah. One thing that did get me was that the dragon talks. The dragon talks. I did like that because there are a lot of versions of dragons, some that can't, some where you can feel their feelings and they can feel yours. Like on Game of Thrones. Like, you can't tell me that Drogon could not sense when his mom was in danger. Because when she was in the little pit thing and everybody with the gold mask tried to kill her, and she honestly felt scared and she needed help and she closed her eyes, he was already descending down and started lighting motherfuckers up. It did upset me that he wasn't old enough. He wasn't as big as he wind up becoming. He was still kind of young, so he was, when they stab him in the neck, it still hurt. It was able to pierce the skin. Eventually, that shit don't pierce his skin. Eventually, I love that in that's like season 5 and season 7. He's huge, and that don't work. That ain't gonna work. So one thing I was hoping for was that y'all both been lied to. And I love that Elodie points that out. She had to defeat the dragon to get the dragon to listen. Look, we've both been lied to. They cut our hands, make us smell like royalty so that you can kill them, but they're living their best lives while we get to die. Like me, she was like, I have a whole army in here with me of a lot of dead girls. You killed innocent girls without, but here's the thing, there's a difference. Dragon didn't know that she was killing innocent girls. She thought that she was exacting revenge for her daughters. But she did essentially kill innocent girls without knowing. These royals are not redeemable. They purposely did this for generations, and they're messed up individuals. And like I said, I like the fact that the prince was not redeemable because he was just like, well, I only gotta do this 3 times and then I gotta marry who I want to marry. The only thing I give him respect on is the fact that he was not okay with the sister. But the mother, she was a BRTCH. I was happy when she get murdered. I love that Elodie sat there. The dragon wanted to die, and she was like, I'm tired of being told what to do. She was told to get married. She was told to run. She was told that about her sister, and she had to go back. She's tired of being told what the fuck to do. And love the father, but he is messed up for letting the situation even go down in the first place. And I honestly thought that he deserved to die. And I love the fact that Elodie, even though she loved her dad, I don't think he asked for forgiveness. I don't think that she would have, she really would have forgiven him, because you knew I was going to be sacrificed. And my thing is that, like, you didn't try to warn me. There would have been a difference. I feel like if he would have sat there the night before and told her, they're going to sacrifice you, it would have been different. I want you to be prepared. I'm going to get you out. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would have gave her dad respect because they could have played this part. Him telling, if he warned Elodie, find a place to hide, hide, and wait. I'll come for you. Then I'll find you and we will escape. They will think that you are dead, and we go back with their riches and their money. If he would have been real, I honestly think she still would have did it, and she would have followed the plan. I really think so. And would have went back and would have been like, look, we don't know nothing about that. Like, Elodie died. And then they're not going to come back to ask for another sacrifice. They're not going to come back to the same. I don't think they come back to the same place and ask for a sacrifice. So I highly doubt they would come back there looking for Elodie. So he could have played it like that. So yeah, but I do like the fact that at the end of the day, she became a warrior. She sat there and said, I'm tired of y'all telling me what to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. She healed the dragon after wounding the dragon, making the dragon wound itself. And then she got out of there and she confronted everybody. And I love the fact that she was number 2. She was second. She wasn't the last one. She was second. And she warned the girl. She said, girl, run. And then she had the dragon, and then the queen had the audacity to be like, who are you? Like, we supposed to be scared of you because you survived. Da 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 da. Like, talking mad shit. Cat, that is my cat, yo. That y'all seen her running around. Nubia, stop knocking stuff over. So, yeah, I love that the dragon pulled up and was like, all y'all going to die. All y'all royals dying today. And then she left the land and wanted to go back home. But I thought, given her character, she would have wanted to travel instead of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have hopped on the motherfucking dragon and I would have traveled. But I do think her home, it do make sense to bring the dragon back home, because the dragon followed her home, because they're friends now. They have this bond, and the dragon will help keep fires and keep people warm and all that stuff like that, and be a protector of the village. So me myself, I'm just like, it worked out in the end, and I love the transformation from her as a princess to a warrior in this photo, where she cut her hair, because she had to cut her hair in order to basically throw off the scent or something like that. I forgot why she cut her hair, but she basically went from long, pretty, beautiful hair, pretty princess, to like cuts, bruises, all this. Like, she became a whole warrior. I forgot to mention real quick, because I'm gonna wrap this up. There's a part where she has to climb up these glass cavern thing, and the dragon is crazy, because like she just was at the bottom, like chilling at the bottom, and I didn't think that the dragon can get there, but it could, and that's what scared me, because it didn't know that she was climbing up, and when she slipped and almost fell, it opened up his mouth to eat her. I said, oh Lord, And that was crazy because I was just like, I was like, I didn't think the dragon could fit down there, like right there, but she could. So I was just like, she was not safe. She was not safe at all right there when she was down there. But she used the crown and she sat there and climbed up, but then she found out that that's not a way out because she's like in a part of the dragon's part where she would fall to her death, and that's it. So yeah, so that's it for my Damsel review. Let me know if you loved the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. 5 out of 5. I would literally watch this again and again and again. It was a really good movie. Millie Bobby Brown did her thing in here. I loved the whole story as a whole. I loved all the characters, even the dragon, the bad ones, all of them, for what they were. So let me know what you think of this story and leave your comments down below. See you later, you guys.